Well, greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. Today, I am going to do something completely different than any video I have ever done. Before we get into it, though, a couple links. As you know, I rely on Patreon, PayPal, and my merch to help the channel to continue to grow and go. The links to Patreon and PayPal are in the description below. My merch displayed directly under the video. Also, Dogman Frightening Encounters, Volume 1, 2, and 3. The audiobook versions. They were written and researched by Tom Lyons, narrated and produced by me, Jeffrey Nadolny. Those audiobooks are available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes, the links to which are also in the description as well. And last but not least, if you'd really like to help the channel to continue to grow and go, just simply subscribe and click the like button. It's free and it really does help. Now, everyone, I have taken too much of your time. Let's get on with today's upload, shall we? Alright, so I am going to do something a little different today. I have, for the last couple of years, collected a lot of pictures, and some, I believe, are completely legit, and a large portion, I believe, are Apophenia, or as a lot of people say, pareidolia, but the correct word would be Apophenia that people are looking for. Pareidolia is very similar to Apophenia, but it's I don't know why these proclaimed researchers use the word that doesn't fit. And I guess they didn't look too far into the Webster's dictionary to get the proper word. But the real word is Apophenia that you're looking for. When you see a log and because you are obsessed with Dogman or Sasquatch, you see a Dogman or a Sasquatch. And it happens to everyone, to be honest with you. I was down by the Hudson River where I filmed one of the videos that I just recently did. And as I looked across the swamp, I saw what appeared to be a Sasquatch or Dogman, black. But as I looked closely, I realized it was an old decaying stump. Now, I'm not saying that people, when they see these pictures and they send these pictures in, that there's anything wrong with it, because it's hard to distinguish. It truly is. And then when one person sends a pic in, let's say on like a Facebook page, they send this pic in of a tree or a grouping of trees, and there's this dark spot in the leaves, and people are like, I see a Dogman. Or maybe 3 out of 10, 30 out of 100, 300 out of 1,000. See, that's almost like a mass apophenia. And that happens a lot as well, because so many people, this is a subject, a topic, a study of theory, of questions with sometimes out answers. And, so it's very hard to really honestly tell what is what. And please don't think that I am saying anything negative about anyone, because I'm not. Because, like I just said, it happened to me the other day. I literally looked across this swamp and I was like, oh my God. And I stood there for a moment and kept looking and looking. And I took my phone out and zoomed in. And it was just a stump. But if I didn't have my phone and I looked at it quickly, or, a couple minutes, whatever, eventually my eyes would play tricks on me. I might see it move very briefly, or just a very short distance, but it's not really, because my eyes are playing the tricks on me. But the pictures I'm going to share are pictures that I truly, truly believe are real. And I've got one that is so similar to what I saw back in '94. I truly believe the picture I'm going to share during this video to be one of the best pictures of a real Dogman ever. Now, let's get into checking out some of these pictures. Whether they are real or not, I don't know. I'm only sharing ones that I feel are legit. Now, the first picture I want to look at is one that was sent to me from DJ. What you're looking at, you have a set of woods, a grouping of trees, and you have what appears to be a dogman or a dog-like creature in the woods. I'm going off of what DJ told me when this picture was taken. The creature appears to be large, going by that one tree off to the side of it behind. There's probably a gap of, 6 feet between that and this creature in the tree. But you can see a distinct set of ears. You can follow the face down, and you've got a snout or a muzzle, which there's a branch going over that, and a very dark body. Now, do I believe this is a Dogman? Well, I'm not sure. I do and I don't, but as I'm looking more at the picture, I see a tan kind of line almost on the muzzle. I don't know. I don't know if this is a Dogman or something else. Tazewell in Buchanan County in Virginia, where this picture was taken, is a hot spot. So I'm going to say, and I'm going to be honest, 60-40 on this picture, just because I'd love to have 100% picture all the time of Dogman or Sasquatch, but to me, there is 40% doubt in this picture, and therefore I'm calling it how I see it. But I do see a canine-like creature. I don't know. 60-40, guys. What do you think? The next picture I want to look at is from a subscriber out in New Jersey. This subscriber had a pretty terrifying encounter in the Pine Barrens while they were homeless about 5 or 6 years ago. Life picked up for them, and since then they have bought in a house in the suburbs, but do have a large patch of forest behind their home. This is a trail cam. What they caught is, if you look at it, you see a hyena-like creature. Don't know if this is a Dogman. He wasn't claiming it was a Dogman. He was claiming that it was a hyena-like creature, which I do see. It is a large creature, whatever it is. You see the log that is standing in front of, or that is in front of this creature, is 3 foot per the subscriber, which I believe the subscriber would not lie. I've known them for a while. They are a decent person. I've had them on twice to share their Pine Barren encounter and talk about this. On the sides, you clearly see 2 deer springing away. Maybe possibly a third on the side. If you're looking at it, it'll be the left-hand side. There's kind of a leg that appears underneath one of them. The creature is the size of these 2 deer. This was taken by a trail cam. Once again, he is not claiming that this is a Dogman. He is claiming that it is a hyena-like creature. If you look closely at the creature, you can see it is a game cam. Oh, it's going to be grainy, but you can see spots on this creature on its coat. It's got very, very large eyes. So I'm not sure. I don't think it's a Dogman, but I think it is a hyena-like creature. So with that, let's check out a couple more pictures before we get to the picture that I believe is one of the closest to what I ever saw when I saw my encounter in '94. So the next picture that we are looking at is from a subscriber from North Carolina. His name is Lewis. He was a retired North Carolina police officer. He has had numerous encounters as a police officer, and actually, crazy enough, he shared all of his encounters with us in interviews. So I never had them on paper or email form. So one of his first was with he had an encounter when he was a young boy. His grandfather had actually had an encounter back in North Carolina. He was a cab driver, and he was picking up a fare way out in the boonies. The Dogman actually jumped on the running board of this old-time Ford or whatever, and he drove into a house to get this creature off of it. Now, then he had numerous other encounters where he heard growling on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. As a police officer, he was doing nightly rounds, and part of the routine would be to go to this abandoned home. Well, Lewis had been doing it for a while and couldn't figure out why they were going and checking this abandoned home. He pulls in with his cruiser and sees multiple sets of eyes in the home, underneath the porch, all around the home. He gets out of there very quickly, and at that point realizes why he goes there is because the police department do not want kids or urban explorers or whatnot, party goers, to go there and then there to be a massacre. He ended up having an encounter with his wife at one time. They were barbecuing, and where and how his deck was set up. So you're in the back of his house, and he's got a deck. He's got a little offshoot of the deck where the grill is. Behind the grill is a window directly to the kitchen. He is cooking steaks, and his wife is handing him stuff through the window back and forth. And a dogman comes out of the woods and stares at him as he's cooking his steak. His wife sees the dogman and really hadn't been. The dogman ended up taking off, running into the woods. He believes that, first off, he was deep where his home was. There was just deep woods behind it. He believes that the creature was drawn in by the smells of cooking food out on the grill. His girlfriend, or excuse me, wife, really kind of lost it. She was, there's those people that go full on crazy mode when they have an encounter and turn into, let's read everything, let's watch everything, let's, look for anything dogman, werewolf, Sasquatch related. Or there's the others that kind of withdraw from public and turn to alcohol or other foreign substances to comprehend what they had seen. Well, she ends up, sadly enough, committing suicide a couple years after that. Lewis feels that it was a suicide, drug-related suicide, but he believes that the main cause was because of the encounter. She had never been the same since that day of the encounter. And, there's a couple more. One had tried to break into his home through the basement door, the alcove doors that are outside there that have the stairs kind of going down. A firefight broke out. He's had numerous encounters where he lives now. That is the one that I just shared, is where he lives now, or where he lived. I'm not sure if he still lives there or not. One of the craziest ones that he had was that he was in his backyard mowing, and we'll use this picture as kind of a look-see. You see the fence there. It looks like it's got a strand of barbed wire, which it does. He's mowing along this line here, along this fence line. Behind that is an old dog house. Let's not look at the picture yet to see the dogman, but yes, that there is a dogman standing behind that tree. But anyway, he's mowing. His dogs are going berserk, and he's got 3 large dogs. I don't remember the breeds offhand. I will contact him later on today to see how he's doing. And a dogman with what appeared to have mange or some sort of sickness, or it had been in some sort of fight, came limping out of the woods behind him. And scared him so bad he ended up soiling his pants. It ended up grabbing one of his dogs. His dog is fine. He struggled with the creature. There was a shot fired that day. Then one of the final encounters was he was going out into his backyard, and there was a Dogman in the trees looking at him. He ended up taking a shot at it. It did fall out of the trees and so on. After that, that's when the Dogmen tried to get into his basement. Now, I don't know what the smaller circle is. This is the picture that he sent me. But the larger circle, you can see a Dogman there. You can see a shoulder. You can see an arm. You can see a leg. I've looked at this picture probably 1,001 times, and I don't believe that this is Apophenia, or what people like to say pareidolia, at all. I truly think this is a bipedal canine creature standing in Lewis's backyard. This photo was shot, and then he ended up having to run into his house because this was a very large Dogman that he felt marked him to cause him harm. And I'm not really sure about that. Like I said, I'm not sure about the small picture. I don't see anything there. I see some shadows. And I'm going to be as honest as possible. Like I said, I don't want to, see something that's not there. I don't see anything in the small picture. In the large one, I do. Now, the next two photos we are going to look at in this section is two photos that a friend of mine from high school sent me. I had just gotten done doing a video about the Emerald Triangle and Humboldt County, California. And I remembered that my friend had lived out that way, and he was growing, he had a small farm growing medical marijuana and CBD plant. And I just said, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while. How you been? Yada, yada. And I told him about the channel, what I talk about and what I do on the channel. And he said, wow, that's amazing. And I said, hey, have you seen anything or heard anything really weird? And he said, personally, I haven't seen any creatures. I know some farmers that have. I'll talk to them and see if I can get any of them to talk to you. And obviously they are marijuana farmers, so I'm imagining they're legal farmers. So, but they still, you know how it is. They don't want to talk about stuff like this out of fear, So the first picture is after that conversation. He sent me a text with two pictures, and he said, I took these in my fields recently in one of the paths, and you can clearly see some sort of print right there. It's very, very strange looking print. I believe it to be a Dogman print. You can see a heel where it would, that rolled ball right there. Right there. You're not looking at the picture as I am. So you can see where the heel area would be, and you can see, kind of where the toe prints would be. And what's interesting in the photo is you can see how hair brushed the dirt. If you enlarge the photo, you can clearly see hair had brushed the dirt, almost like a paintbrush had gone over the print. The next photo would be with his hand next to it. He's bigger than I am. I'm 6 foot. He's a big guy, probably 6'1", maybe 6'2". Big, working dude. This guy he was very strong in high school. Like he had dated my cousin growing up, and we went to Boy Scouts together. We grew up together. I remember one night my friends and I were, walking around town late at night, kind of just being kids, and we ran into him and another older kid, and he ended up picking me up and like Russian pressing me over his head in high school. He's always strong and always a big guy, so his hands are not small. You can see that print is not a small print. I mean, from my wrist to my tip of my middle finger is 8.5 inches. His hands are a good size larger than mine. So that print is 9, maybe 10 inches, which we're not looking at a Bigfoot print. We're looking at a Dogman print. So that's a pretty large Dogman print. Do I think this is real? Yes. Yes, I do. I do feel that these two pictures are real 100%. I don't feel they were hoaxed. He sent them to me far too quickly, and he had no idea that I was even going to contact him, and no idea what I wanted to talk about. He didn't even know about my channel yet. So really, really cool 2 photos there. So the next photo that we are going to take a look at is a photo from a subscriber in Scotland. I had to, because of video format, I have to bring it to a 9:16. So what we are looking at is the section that is circled in white. I believe that to be a Dogman that is cloaking. The subscriber had shared with us numerous accounts that she has had on her farm. There had been a motorist that was found dead in her area. That one deer is a roe deer. When I did the interview with the woman, I don't know who, but I forget what their name was, but they wanted to argue with me and tell me that there are no deer in Scotland, and that's a white-tailed deer. And I just said to the person before commenting, why don't you research what you're talking about? That way I don't have to make you look like a fool. But it's a roe deer. It's not a whitetail. It's clearly a roe deer. And I didn't know there were deer in Scotland until I researched it. That's why I said it like that, because you only know things when you research them. You've really got to look into things. But anyway, that I believe truly 100% is a Dogman cloaking or cloaked. She had taken a picture of the deer. There was an eerie feeling that day, and there was no visible dogman behind that deer. But when she took the photo, that's what she captured. I've had a couple of different people send me some pictures that they broke down that I don't see. I see one dogman that I believe is cloaked. Some people see some things, some shadows in the woods that are dogmen or whatever. I don't see it. I believe that to be Apophenia, but I don't know. All I see is that one. I don't see anything else in the woods. I really think that with the subject of cryptozoology, we are trying so hard to prove that they exist that we see things that are not there. Our eyes really do play tricks on us. That's why, when, like with people who are ghost hunting, the best way to ghost hunt is to walk in skeptical, to debunk things. That way, when you come across something you can't debunk, you know it's real. So I really 100%, just from talking to the woman, doing my research in the area where she's from, with the attack that happened, this to me says cloaked dogman. Not cloaking, cloaked. I misspoke when I said it. I truly believe she snapped the shot and bam, she's got this amazing picture. You can clearly see bipedal legs. You can see what it'd be the head area, an arm, and on the side by the leg, you can see almost what looks to be a tail. This is all within that region of circled. There's a black spot in the back, a black line that kind of connects to the field. That is a shadow of the wood line. But in that area where that cloaked dogman is, that's, to me, showing us that they have the ability, and I believe Sasquatch has that ability as well. So, do I think this pic is real? Yes, I do. Now, before we get into the photo that I believe really shows us a dogman, I want to make this statement. I am not, and I was not, in any shape, way, or form insulting anyone in this video when I said people see things that are not there. People see things that they want to see, because it happens to us all. All I'm simply saying is that I've seen an amazing picture, Jody Cook from the North American Dogman Project. A while ago, a couple years ago, we were talking, and he showed me a picture, and he said, "What do you see?" And I said, "Is that a Sasquatch?" And he said, "No, that's a log." And I said, "Well, are you sure?" And he said, "I took the picture." And he explained to me pareidolia, apophenia, how our eyes will play tricks on us, how our mind has our eyes play the tricks on us. And since that day, I really I take in information. When I talk to people, I'm like a sieve, kind of. My brain is like a sieve. I take in and I release, and what my brain wants to keep, things that things that really make sense to me, things that I can use as tools I keep. And that was probably one of the more important tools to have when researching cryptozoology, when researching Dogman, Bigfoot, what have you. So yeah, he said, look at this picture, and I swear on everything, the picture, it resembled a Bigfoot. And it wasn't. It was a stump, is what it was. It was a stump. And yeah. So I'm not insulting anybody. I'm not saying that I'm any way better than anybody, because I'm not. I learn more from you guys than you guys learn from me. I wanted to share that kind of info with you. That way you guys have it. Because honestly, the second Jody Cook told me that, I started looking at pictures differently. I started looking at them with blinders on and really looking at the picture. Kind of analyzing things around the picture, in the picture, whatever surrounding the subject of the picture. So please don't think that I was insulting anyone during this video, all right? Because that was not anything that I was trying to do. Let's get on to the picture that I 135% believe is a Dogman. This picture resembles everything that I saw the summer of '94. So, what we are looking at here is a Dogman. This creature in this photo resembles what I saw that night in '94. More so than any photo, more so than any movie that I have ever seen. If you look at where the line of whatever that is, a log or a wall, you can see this creature's mouth. You obviously can see this wall or whatever this is prior to the creature is large. This thing's mouth, you can make out a pink mouth. You can make out teeth. Above it is a black nose. And there, right there, my friends, above the black nose are glowing red eyes or reflective red eyes. I believe this photo was on a game cam. I'm not sure. You can see shoulders. You can see coloration. It is a tannish with black. You can see the ears. And you obviously can see that this creature is dense. It is very thick and very solid. It is very creepy looking. This is what I saw in '94. It's got a very short muzzle, like what I saw that evening. You can see its arm on would be your right hand side. At the haunch, you can see its back is hunched. That is not a bear. That is not any form of dog, wolf, whatnot. That, my friends, is a Dogman. That is what I saw. That is what I believe. That picture, I've seen pictures, I've seen videos of Dogmen. There's that one video that Jody and I were talking about last night where it's breathing its last breath and that's from a movie. The reason why that creature looks so real, obviously it's created by Hollywood, but because it doesn't represent or doesn't look like the typical Van Helsing werewolf, I believe that these things are off from what people, this is a Dogman, guys. I don't know what I'm saying. I just know that this, to me, is probably the clearest photo we will ever have of a Dogman. I Google reverse searched it. I couldn't find anything. This is the real deal. The real deal, my friends. And those of you who have had an encounter with a Dogman, you will know what I'm talking about when you see. You can clearly see the red eyes. There is maybe some reflection, but that would be the pupil area. This is not red eye created by a camera. This is an animal, a creature. It's not going to create the red eye like humans do. Wow, this is savage. A savage, wild, frigging creature, a monster. I was going to end this video with this picture, but I'm going to end it with a quick video that a subscriber and a subscriber reached out, and he shared it with me, and you will be able to see a Dogman run very fast through a field in New York State in the Catskill area. This, my friends, is a terrifying picture. And if I was a betting man, I would bet a lot of money on it. I'm not saying I'm right, but I really have a gut feeling that this photo is real. And that video right there, the 40-second long clip, is from a subscriber down in the Hudson River Valley region in the Catskills that saw a Dogman drop from a tree and run across the field at lightning speed. Do I believe this video to be real? Yes, I do. I do. Just like when I viewed Blue, the man from Florida, that my friend Dark Waters had introduced me to. I actually interviewed Blue as well, but that video was terrifying as well. These things move lightning quick. They are an apex predator on this earth. There is, well, minus a Sasquatch and a werewolf, there's not too much that'll stop a Dogman. So, with that, my friends, I hope you enjoyed today's upload as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. I know it's a little different, but, sometimes different's good. May the Great Spirit watch over us all, my friends, and may He guide us down that path that we call life. Until later on tonight.